Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our Saturday morning practice. We'll be spending the next hour and a half together doing a series of exercise, maintaining the balance in our energy system. So today, our final exercise when we go to the floor is a qigong exercise called Jing, and pairing with that would be massage of the fingers and the toes, and also doing other forms of exercise like tapping from the top of the head all the way to the bottom of the feet. So last week, I remember I used the word self healing as a focus for our practice. So to continue, we're going to be using the word harmony. Harmony is in a way of maintaining the harmony in our energy system. So I'm gonna talk as we start doing exercise. So we're gonna focus on massaging the joints in the fingers. Take out the left hand, take out the right thumb, and it might help if you use the bone here as opposed to the tip, um, so you don't hurt your fingers. Or for some of us who are aging, uh, it it actually is better. Okay, so we're going to use this part of the thumb and put that on top of each of the joints, and we're going to massage the front, the left, back to the front, and then to the right. And then after we finish one joint, we move on to the next joint. Now keep in mind that we're actually doing meditation as we exercise. Meditation doesn't mean sitting still. It just means anchoring your mind. Don't let your mind wandering around. And so we're going to anchor our mind onto our body, focus on the change in the body, the feeling, the pain, any kind of pain, heat, sweat, numbness. Some of those feelings are pleasant, and some of those feelings are unpleasant. Whichever it is, we're just going to feel it, accept it, and then let it go. And so after we finish one joint, we're going to move on to the next one. And after we finish one finger, we're going to move on to the next one. Now we're going to use the left thumb and work on the right hand. Again, one joint at a time. Now, so when we talk about harmony and balance, we're talking about the energy systems, not just in the body, but the body as just a being in the universe. Energy flows through our body from the heaven and earth. We call that the life energy, in other words, chi. Okay, so now we finish working on the joints in the face of the palm. So we're going to turn it around and work on the back of the palm. Once again, back to the right thumb, one joint at a time. Now, one of the immediate benefit of massaging the joint is that if you have arthritis, this would relieve some of the pain. And then a secondary effect is that because we're talking about energy, the fingers are the extremity of the energy flow. Energies that flow out of the body, we call that the yang, energy that are influenced by the sun. And then energy that are returning, called the yin, which are the energy that are influenced by the absence of the sun. And so the fingers at extremity, and as you massage the fingers, not only are you relieving the pain, pain is a result of inflammation. Arthritis is obviously a form of inflammation, but it also unblock the energy flow, and you will find that as you work on your fingers, you actually relieve pain in the rest of your body as well. All right, so now we're done with the joints. We're going to work on the fingertips, and first we're going to work on the fingertips as in the corners of each of the fingernail. So I want you to take the right hand, use the thumb and the index finger, and just kind of squeeze around the fingernail. And again, sometimes you feel some pain. And whenever you feel pain, that's because chronic pain, not acute, chronic. Whenever you feel chronic pain, that's a sign of inflammation, chronic inflammation. All right. So now we're done with the fingertips, and we're gonna put the right palm on top of the left and squeeze the finger slightly, and we're gonna massage the hand, improve the circulations in our hand, in the fingers. All right. Now we're going to do it the other way, like that. So I encourage you to work on your fingers throughout the day, okay? Not just once a week, but throughout the day, especially when you're watching TV, you're sitting there, might as well start massaging your fingers. All right, so now we're going to work on the palm. And once again, we'll go back to the fingertip. And this time, we're going to massage the fingertip. And there's some very important energy points there, one at a time. Very focused, anchoring our mind on the body, doing meditations in motion, right? So meditation in motion is when we meditate while we're exercising or when we're walking. So for example, some of you might be doing daily yoga exercise, and in some way what we're doing here is yoga. It's just a traditional yoga following what's called the 8 limbs of yoga practice that will work on the body, the mind, and the energy. All right. And so when you're doing the yoga exercise, typically in America, they only work on the body, which is called hatha yoga, working on what's called the asana, which is the posture. But even when you're doing that, I want you to take that opportunity and focus on your body. Feel your body as you're doing the yoga practice. Okay. All right, so now we're done with the fingertips, okay? So let's put the palm together. Imagine there's a circle and you see the yin yang circle and just kind of rub that hand together, rub that together, okay? And you promote, like once again, the energy flow in the system. All right, so now we're going to do some finger exercise once we're done with the massage. And if you go to Chinatown, you see the Chinese lady, Chinese senior people, they would always be there doing some kind of finger exercise. Now, I talk about the benefit of working on fingers. The most immediate one is just relieve the local pain, and then in addition is really relieving the pain in the rest of your body. This is particularly obvious when you're flying. And when you're flying, you're stuck on the plane for, I don't know, 10, 12 hours or even 6 hours going across the country. And your body's not moving. And if you just sit there and work on your finger, you will find that it's as if you're doing exercise, right? Now, then the last effect, which is not so obvious, is that the Chinese actually think of the fingers as the 5 elements. Those are the 5 aspects of the energy systems. The 5 aspects of the energy systems are the water, the vegetation, the fire or the sun, the mineral, and then the soil, and then the mineral, right? So you can imagine that, for example, if you grow vegetable, you need all 5 elements, right? You need the seed, you need the water, you need the soil, you need the sun, and then you need some kind of fertilizer, right? All that has to be in balance. So they think of the body, if you want to have good health, it has to live in harmony between the 5 elements. Between the 5 elements, there's the constructive interactions and then also the restraining interactions. For example, water promotes water promotes, let me cheat a little bit with my chart, okay? So in this case, for example, water promotes vegetation, right? On the other hand, the water will restrain fire. So there's that both constructive and restraining effect between the energy. And so good health means a balance between the constructive, which we call yang, and the restraining, which would call, or restoring, which would be called the yin. And so they think of the fingers as the representation of the 5 energies. So as you work on the fingers, it actually affects the energy system. So, for example, they believe that the thumb affects the energy system that ultimately has to do with the splint. The middle fingers is the heart. The little fingers are the kidney, and then the liver um, um, and so forth. And so by working on the fingers, it's actually another way of restoring the harmony in the system. So the Chinese really believe in working on the fingers, especially as we get old, to maintain. It helps with the brain because the brain is part of the water system and the heart. Okay, so we want to work on the fingers. So let's do some finger exercise, and this is established qigong exercise. So let's take our fingers and just stretch it as hard as we can. Stretch it as hard as we can. And then we're going to roll up the fist, squeeze the fist, back, roll up the fist, back, roll up the fist, back, roll up the fist one last time, back. All right. Now we're going to squeeze the fingers. We're going to take the index fingers, which is representation of the splint energy, and the index fingers, which is representation of the liver energy. And we're going to put the tip of the fingers together and squeeze as hard as we can. Then the thumb and the middle finger squeeze as hard as we can. Then the index finger squeeze. I mean yeah, and then the ring finger. And now we're going to continue and put the thumb in the middle of the finger and squeeze once again, squeeze once again, squeeze once again, squeeze once again. So there is some documented case of how this simple exercise actually help people recover from a stroke, right? Very amazing, very profound. All right, so we're going to continue. Now we're going to put the fingers together. We're going to squeeze, put the center of the palm, the fingers together, and we're going to push as hard as we can. All right, as hard as we can. We're going to level the elbow. Then we're going to bring down the hands, putting some pressure on the wrists and the fingers. All right, and then now back, I'm going to do some tapping now. So here we do massage, we do tapping, we do scraping, and so forth. And so now we're going to put the tip of the fingers together. All right, we're going to try to maintain some the fingers in a straight line like this. And as we tap, we're going to focus on the finger and feel the vibration. Get ready? 30 times. Get ready? Go. Okay, now we're going to cross the fingers. There's 10 energy points at the tip, and then there's 10 energy point, 8 energy point in between the fingers. You ready? Go. Okay, so now we're done with the fingers. We're going to work from the fingers all the way back to the shoulder, and then ultimately to the top of the head, and then back to the bottom of the feet. Right, kind of a whole system exercise. Now, the Chinese, they what they do is they take the understanding from the yogis in terms of the energy flow in the system, and they conceptualize it, right, into 12 what's called meridians. So the energy comes into the body, goes back out, comes in another way, goes back out, and each of the energy lines would be the one that is active for 2 hours to make up the 24-hour clock. So in that case, they synthesize a system that has 6 energy lines originating from the fingers, another 6 originating from the toes. Right now, for those of you who are interested, it's easy to study that. Just Google, for example, in this case, the little fingers are the beginning of the heart energy. So just look up heart meridian, okay? And then they would identify the energy points here. Now, in the English, they identify by number. So heart would be H, and there would be H1, H2 like this. In Chinese, it's a different system, but it doesn't really matter. And there's an energy point right here, right here. And then there's an energy point right here. So if you look at your palm, there's like a little drumstick here, and then you can imagine another one here. So there's an energy point here and an energy point here. This one has to do with the heart, and this one has to do with the lung. Okay, but actually more precisely, this one has to do with the fire, and this one has to do with the mineral. It's just named after the organ. All right. So now we're gonna put the hand together like this. All right, and then forming the V, and we're gonna tap this energy point 30 times. Get ready? Go. Okay. Now the Chinese language is a very interesting one in that a single character has no unique meaning. So the word heart can mean anything. It can mean like the organ. It can mean the mind. It can mean emotion. It can mean the center. So in this case, they actually separate the heart into two energy lines. One has to do with your mental state, and the other one has to do with the physical organ. So this energy line here that we name after the heart actually has to do with your state of mind. All right. So you have a hard time falling to sleep. This is the energy line that you want to work on. All right. Now we're going to move on to the opposite, which is the lung. We're going to put that together, forming a V. Right. This is the drumstick that I talked about, and I'm going to tap that 30 times. Okay. Now, in the Chinese way of thinking, the lung is not just an organ that would would accept oxygens and pumping oxygen throughout the body, or the opposite of that, which is to extract carbon dioxide. It's actually a system of mineral. It's actually something that is responsible for your immune system as well. Okay. All right. So now this is the yin. This is away from the sun, right? Now, the return path is the yang, which is something that is facing the sun. And so there's an energy point here that is on the yang side of the heart, which is the small intestine. And so if you take your hand and you fold and you see this line that goes across right here, right here, right, facing the sun. So this time you have to put your palm together like this, flat, roll up your fingers, and we're going to tap this energy point 30 times. Okay, now the heart works with the small intestine energy line. The lung works with the large intestine energy line. That's a very important energy point here. And if you put your hands together like this, you see a little bump here. You open it and it forms a valley. Towards the index finger is that energy point. So first we're going to take this one that we just worked on, put that on top. I'm going to tap that 30 times. And then the other side. Okay, now I'm going to talk a little bit more about the large intestine energy line. It turns out that the yang side of the system is the one that allows you to uh, actively clear the channel. And this particular one actually has a lot to do with relieving pain. Okay, remember now, pain has to do with inflammation. All right. So I'm going to introduce you to some energy points along that large intestine. So if you take your palm again, there's like a bump here, open, a valley. You take your right thumb, you notice that there's a line here. You put that line and then on the web, and then you just kind of push over. Then you push down on that part. Maybe you have to experiment a little bit. And there's that one spot that when you push is very, very tender. And you just keep pushing. All right. And then a couple of things happen. One is that if you keep pushing, maintaining the pressure, eventually the pain will go away. But not only that, if you have pain everywhere else, like shoulder, neck, and you will find some relief as well. This is especially obvious when you have muscle cramp. Okay. When you have muscle cramp, you push into this and it relieves the pain. Now let's try the other side. Okay. Once again, use this line, put that on the edge of that web, and then push over here. Okay. Again, if you just look up lung meridians, and they will talk about these energy points. I don't know the number for this, right? So this would be L something, probably L2. I'm not really sure. Okay. Now, as you go up, there's a bend, right? So if you bend your elbow, you push down on this. This is a good one too. This actually helps with this and that. Both of those help with high blood pressure. High blood pressure, there are many reasons for that, but primarily it has to do with inflammation in your body. Okay, now the other side. This is the name. The Chinese name of that is called the Pan at the Bend. Okay, and then there's another one that I like, which is like if you look at your the curved part of your shoulder, you measure 4 fingers, and then you just kind of squeeze into that. You actually find like a cavity here, and it's very painful. Not extremely painful, but it's a little tender. And this is another one because I like it a lot. Okay, so these are good ones. So this one relieve pain. The heart is this one. This help you just sleep a little bit better. So there's an energy point here. So most of the energy points are at the wrist or at the elbow. So there's one here, right here. So if you just go down on the pinky, you can put your thumb here. There's a cavity here, and you just push on that. And it turns out that there's another 3 energy, a total of 4, kind of along that part. Okay, and then it continues over here, and then continues, and we'll work on that, right? Another, I just want you to know about this, and you can look it up. There's another one at the bottom of the thumb that has to do with the lung. So people who cough a lot like to kind of put pressure on that. But in any case, we're going to work on this by scraping now. Scraping. So let's bring out our scraping tool, which are the knuckles, and let's stretch out the arm, understanding that there's a center line, and then there's that ridge, which is on top of the bone. One side of the bone is the lung meridian. The other side of the bone is the large intestine meridian. So we're going to work on the center line now using a scraping tool. Start at the elbow, move down slowly, move to the wrist, come back, straighten out. And now we're going to move up a little bit on one side of the bone. Again, at the elbow, back. And then now we're going to work on the bone. And so the energy system is not just what we talk about, which is like these 6 energy lines that we call the meridians. There's an energy system which flows between the meridian. And as they flow between the meridian, they cross over this part. And when you scrape, and you sometimes will find some kinks, and that's the indication that the energy is blocked. Now, this is a very good exercise, very good exercise. Um, if you use your hand, your arm, or your fingers, right, in a repetitive way, such that it causes carpal tunnel. Okay, this is a very good way of relieving that pain. And so if you use, okay, now we're going to work on the back of the hand, back of the palm, the fingers. Okay, straighten that out. Rotate the arm until you get back into the middle part. And then now we're going to work on this one, which is the heart. Continue, come back. Okay. So do this throughout the day. Throughout the day, if you like, I use computer a lot. I use my iPhone a lot, or I work in the kitchen a lot. So anytime you have repetitive action, after a while, as you age, you're going to have pain, and in the extreme, they would call that carpal tunnel. You go to the doctor, they would just inject steroid, right? They just inject steroid. But your body is full of steroid already. It's full of steroid already. Every time that you are in fight or flight, the adrenal gland would put out cortisol. The purpose of that is to reduce inflammation in your body when you're in fight or flight. And your body's full of steroid, yet you're having pain. It's because you lost the sensitivity to the steroid, what we call steroid resistance, cortisol resistance. And so then you have to rely on external injection of steroid. Whereas all you have to do is restore the sensitivity, and restoring the sensitivity means that you're clearing the channel, maintaining the harmony in your energy system. That's all it is. So this is how it ties into self healing. Okay. So what we're doing here is basically relieving the blockage in our energy system so that the body can heal itself. And relieving the blockage means that we're establishing the harmony between the five elements, both the yin and the yang. The yin is the restraining, the restorative force between the elements, and the yang is the promoting or the constructive effect on the element. That's all. That's all. It's no different than gardening. It's no different than gardening. You don't have enough water, you put a little bit more water. You have too much water, right? You got to figure that out. Right? Too much sun, not enough sun. Too much mineral, not enough mineral. Right? It's all about that. Okay. Now continue. All right. So you do this throughout the day, and you will find really improvement in your pain management. If you wake up in the middle of the night, sometimes you don't even know why. You just thought, oh, I just woke up. But most of the time, when you wake up in the middle of the night, next time when you do that, just feel your arm. Just feel your arm. And most of the time, you feel that, oh, there's actually some warmth in my. They feel like they're it's just very irritating. Okay, that's why you woke up in the middle of the night, and just stay in the bed and just scrape, and then go back to sleep. All right. All right. So now we're going to continue, and we're going to do a little bit of more dynamic exercise. I used to teach engineering, so I would say Newton's second law: action equal to reaction. We're going to promote energy flow, and also in the same time introduce the reactive flow. Okay, so let's sit properly, stretch our spine, open the shoulder, lean back the upper torso, and relax the shoulder. Let's point our fingers towards the camera, and the forefingers are the spring, the thumbs are the triggers that hold down the springs. Let's wind up the forefingers, but don't, and then but hold it down at the same time. And get ready. One, as hard as you can. Two, action equal to reaction. Three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, as hard as you can. 10. Okay. This is really good for carpal tunnel. Okay. Now the next one is good for frozen shoulder. Okay. Frozen shoulder. And um, it's similar. Okay. Similar. So first we're going to sit properly, open the shoulder. As you open the shoulder, there's two energy point here called the gate to the cloud. This is the last energy point before it enters in the body. This is part of the lung meridian. It goes from actually the fingertip and then it travels all the way in here. Okay, so we're going to open that. Now we're going to form the lotus hand. Remember that what we're talking about, the five fingers and the five elements, and each representing the energy system to the lung, to the spleen, and so forth. So we're going to take the thumb and the middle finger, and we're going to squeeze. Then we're going to take the other fingers, three fingers, and stretch, holding that, what they call the lotus hand. Then we're going to take that and put that on the gate to the cloud. Open the shoulders, sit up straight, back of the hand facing the camera. Get ready. One, open those fingers, back of the hand facing the camera, back to the lotus hand, pushing the thumb and the middle finger, stretching out the other three fingers. And then get ready. Two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine, and 10. Okay, that's a lot of work going from the fingers all the way up. And now we're going to do some tapping. And we're going to tap from the top of the head, which is another extremity, all the way to the bottom of the feet. Okay. Now, before we tap the top of the hand, there's a very important energy point here called 100 meters. It's basically where if you go up the ear like this, okay. Before we do that, we're going to massage our skull. Okay. Very important. So we're going to take the fingers using the tip, not the fingernail. Four fingers would be on the forehead. The thumb would be above the ear, and we're going to massage. As you massage, I want you to know that you're going from the forehead to the big brain, responsible for your cognitive functions, that back to the brain. Remember, that's for the memory, and then all the way down, that's the motor function, and then to the neck. Second time, once again, but be very grateful for your body, showing your appreciation for your body, who's your traveling companion. Okay. Now we're going to put the fingers on top of the ears and we're going to massage. Second time, and then the third time, right? So there is a very important energy line here. This is outside the 12. So this is the part of the primary vessel called the guardian vessel. And then another energy line here, the yang energy line, the name after the bladder. Then another one here named after gallbladders. All those will come together at the top of the head. So we're going to tap the top of the head, stretch the spine, open the shoulder, lean back, relax. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to lean back the forehead so the ears on top of the shoulder. Then we're going to tuck in the chin so the 100 meat is on top of your central nerve system. Then we're going to take the 10 fingers and put that on top. Okay, not like this, like this. Okay. And as we tap, I want you to anchor your mind on the top of your head and feel the vibration. Get ready, go. And once again, we're going to massage your skull. 1, 2, 3. We're going to do that on top of the ear. 1, 2, and 3. All right. Now we're going to continue. We're going to tap on the shoulder. There's an energy point here called the well on the shoulder. And then at the same time, this energy point here, which is the gate to the cloud. So we're going to stretch your spine again, open that shoulder, lean back, relax. We're going to take a right hand, forming the empty hand. So we actually tap it with air, not just physically. Now we're going to put the fingers on top and then palm of the hand in front. We're going to turn our head to the right. We're going to have to listen with your left ear. So we're doing meditation, anchoring your mind on your shoulder. Get ready, go. Continue. And the other side, stretch, open, lean back, relax. Left hand, empty hand, fingers on top. And turn the head to the left. Listen with the right ear. Get ready. We go. Continue. Okay, now we're going to work on the next important energy point, which is at your armpit. This one has to do with the heart. Now, the heart actually travels from the finger, from the little fingers all the way in. Okay, now the part that is important to maintain is right here. Okay, so we're going to first take the elbow, put that on top of the head, and kind of squeeze very lightly the right ear, and but we're going to lean, we're going to straighten out our head, so we're stretching this part. So now is a good time to kind of massage that part. Okay, and this is massaging the heart meridian. All right, now we take the right hand, empty hand, put that on the armpit, turn the head to the right, listen with the left ear. Get ready, go. Continue. Okay, so this is one of the 8 left and right. So there's one of the 4 on one side of energy points. This one is closest to the heart. So whenever you're cold, you put your hands like this. Okay, this is how you keep warm, right? All right, so we're going to continue on the other side. Okay, taking the elbow, put that on top of the head, sit up straight, and left hand, turn the head to the left, right ear. Get ready, go. Continue. Okay, and once again, kind of massage that part. Okay, now we're going to continue. We're going to work on the elbow now. Remember, we talked about the elbow being the the important places where the energy would block, and then there's three energy point corresponding to three meridian. So we're going to lock the elbow, put the palm at eye level. Going to use the right hand, empty hand again. Put the fingers on top, and then the palm on the side, empty hand. Get ready, go. Continue. And the other side, lock the elbow, left hand, empty hand, right ear. Listen, wake up, continue. Okay, now we're going to do one more exercise before we move to the lower part of the body, and that's tapping the back. The back is where we'll talk about the energy line named after the bladder. Okay, and it's very important. And the next exercise is called mixing the water and fire. The fire elements on top, the water elements on the bottom. In the middle is the soil, which is your stomach and your splint. And so you can imagine that when you're doing gardening, uh, the water and fire are essential, but the soil in the middle is the cradle of life, right? So when the energy flow is not um, smooth, then you're going to have some problems. So this exercise is a very good one. And so we're going to sit, and you can do this standing up if you want to kind of loosen up your feet a little bit, relax your feet. Or you can do it sitting down, sit away. Okay. Now stretch your spine, open the shoulder, lean back, relax. Take your right palm, empty hand, put that as far back as you can. That's the fire element. Take the left hand, use the back of the hand, wrap it around where the kidneys are. That's the water element. Sit up straight. It's important that you rotate the upper torso. Okay, get ready? Go. Okay. All right. So now we're ready for the second half of the body, the bottom half of the body. And so we're going to start with some massage on the toe and on the feet, right? Very important. All right. So we're going to start on the left foot, okay? And we're going to massage the toe one at a time. Then we're going to massage this area. I call that the neck area. Okay. Now, and then we're going to massage in between the toes. All right. Now it's very important that you kind of check the temperature of your feet. If your feet is cold, as most of us, it's an indication that your circulation is really bad. Okay. When you don't have enough oxygen in your body, the body prioritizes and put all that warmth in your organs, and now your feet are very cold, which is bad. Okay, so you want to. That's why it's important to massage. Now, then we're going to massage the ball area using the pincher, and then just kind of massage like this. And then we're going to massage the heel, same thing, right? Now back to the scraping tool. We're going to scrape the bottom of the feet. So we often talk about complexion, right? So when we look at somebody and says, "Oh, you're very pale," or which is bad, or sometimes people it's as if they're very red, like as if they're drunk, which is also very rare, even though they don't drink any alcohol. It sometimes means that they have high blood pressure. Same thing can be said about the bottom of your feet. There's something called a complexion of the bottom of your feet. Right? Now we're going to scrape on the arch. The arch turned out to be a very important region. This is where the splint energy flows through, and also the liver energy, the kidney energy flow. Remember now we talk about the kidney being the water, and the splint being the soil. So this is both the prerequisite of life and the cradle of life. Very important. So we're going to the arch, scrape the arch. And now we're going to learn to massage the splint energy line, which is very, very important. The splint energy line includes both the has to do with the stomach and has to do with the lymph node. So either when you feel that you're overweight, most of the time it's because you're bloated, and so you if you're bloated, it means that the splint energy is deficient. So we're going to work on this. Okay, this is very important. So we start at the corner of the nail, right? And then we locate this bone here, and we move along the arch. So the splint is S, I think, and then this would be S1, S2, like this. You move along the edge, and then the first time you feel a cavity. That's an important one. Then you move down a little bit. There's another one here, which is very important. So you learn to massage this part. Then there's a bunch of energy point here, but I'm going to skip all that and go to the most important one. As you move along, you locate this is what is called the angle. No, yeah, angle. And then now you from the angle you feel the bone, right? Now you're going to measure 4 fingers from the angle, and then on the south side of the bone, there's the energy point here called the three yin meet. This is where all the yin energy meets together. And then as you travel up the bone, on this side of the bone, and you can't go anymore because of the knee. There's a very important energy point here. Kind of massage that. Now we're going to scrape. Okay, we're going to scrape. All right. So again, if you have swelling in your feet, right? How do you know if you have swelling in your feet? You take your thumb, you push down, you release it, doesn't come back. That's a problem. Okay. So and just kind of scrape like this. I'm not sure I know what you mean, tea lady, when you say dry brushing. Meaning your skin is dry? Okay, scrape that. All right, so this works on the splint energy line. So I want you to work on the liver energy line. The liver has to do with if you have a lot of anxiety. So it's actually the liver energy line is between the big toe and the second toe. So just massage that. And there's an important energy point here. Push down on that. So if you wake up between 1 o'clock and 3 o'clock in the morning, it's because of the liver. And then just scrape that some more. All right. Now we're going to rotate back, and then we're going to stretch this tendon here called the longevity tendon. So you take your big toe and you just bend it back like this and scrape. Okay. Now we're going to work on the last yin energy, which is the one that has to do with the kidney. And so it's at the bottom of the ball area. So you take your thumb and just kind of really work on that. Really work on that. Work on that. And then there's an energy point here right behind the angle towards the Achilles heel, and just push on that. Those two are very important. And then before we leave, we're going to tap in the center of the bottom of the feet. And again, this is what we call mixing the water and fire. And so you bend the toes back, you make empty hand 30 times. Get ready, go. Continue. Okay, and massage. All right. Yeah, I understand now. Yeah, anytime you stimulate your body is a good thing. Just don't hurt yourself. Okay, don't try to beat your body into submission. Anything that's good, just brushing, stimulating the skin. I think all that is good. And then massage here, and that's not different from what we're doing now. It's just stimulating the body, and then in between the toes, the ball area. Okay. Now this is something you should do before you go to sleep. After you take a hot shower, and don't after you take a hot shower, don't go to sleep right away. Okay. Don't go to sleep. Right away. Let the body dry. And I asked my mom to take a blow dryer and like dry up the places like the armpit. That's an important energy point. The elbow, right, and then back of the knee, right, those areas, just dry it first before you go to sleep. And before you go to sleep, massage your feet, massage your finger. Right? All right, now we're going to scrape. Scraping help with the complexion. And then now we're going to scrape the arch. Remember now the arch is very important. Okay, and then now we're going to work on the splint. Splint is the soil. Soil is the cradle of life. Very important. And right here, right here, right here. Okay, and now to the back. Oh, sorry. And then four fingers, and then right here, and then all the way up, right here, and then scrape. Okay. It's easy to lose weight if the problem is with the water retention. Uh, if you have swollen feet, sometimes swollen feet comes from your medicine. Um, Depending on which one you take, the high blood pressure medicine can either cause swelling or coughing, depending which one. So sometimes you're living with, well, most time actually let me correct that. All of the time you're living with the side effect of the medicine. All right, back to the liver, and then on that, and then scrape. Okay, and then stretch the longevity tendon, scrape. Okay, massage the gushing spring. This is called the gushing spring. Massage the back of the ankle, and then tap 30 times. Get ready, go. Continue. Okay, massage. All right. Okay, so time to meditate. Basically, the health and self-healing comes down to management of your cortisol. Okay, and when we talk about skin, you notice my skin is not bad, right? It's not bad. I don't put that much lotion on my body, and it's not bad. You can just see it, and it's because if you know how to manage your cortisol, then actually it helps to bring the collagen back into your skin. Okay, so your skin would be what's the word, supple? Yeah. Mhm. So, and also if you manage your cortisol, then um, when it's time for the melatonin to rise, then you will get a good night's sleep. Right? So knowing how to manage cortisol is important. And how do you manage cortisol? Well, you want to have it when you need it, and you don't want it anymore when you don't need it. Because if you have cortisol in your body all the time, you lose sensitivity, then there's nothing in your body that will manage the inflammation, right? So either too much or too little is no good. And so basically, the nowadays the Western science are calling it autonomous disorder or autonomous nerve disorder. It basically has to do with your two autonomous system of the sympathetic and the parasympathetic. The sympathetic is called the fight or flight, and the parasympathetic is called the um, rest and digest. And if you know how to manage that, it's as if you're restoring the elasticity. It's just imagine you take a rubber band and you stretch. There's two sides to it, and one side is the fight or flight, and the other side is the rest and digest. And if you know how to manage um, the cortisol, so when you have it or when you don't have it, so when you have it, it reduces inflammation. When you don't want it, it restores the sensitivity. So turns out that meditation, especially meditating and um, using your diaphragm and doing what we call abdominal breathing will restore that elasticity. Right. So this is very important. I mentioned a big study. It just shocks the medical world that they divide a large population of people who have early signs of dementia, and half of them they just ask them to relax, listen to music, and the other half they actually put them through a regimen of abdominal breathing. And it turns out that when at the end of the study, the abdominal breathing improve what's called heart rate variability, which is an indication of the elasticity between the two. So heart rate goes up when you're on the sympathetic, and heart rate goes down when you're in the parasympathetic. And there's a direct correlation between the HRV and dementia, improvement on the dementia. So this just shocks the world. But on the other hand, that's for the all the wellness technique, right? Asian wellness technique, whether it's Tai Chi or QiGong or yoga, right? That's what they do. That's what they do. Now, interestingly, the yogis, they don't. The word is pranayama. Yama, it means practice. Prana doesn't mean breathing. It doesn't translate exactly because breathing in the Western world means with the nose. Pana actually is with the stomach. Okay, so there's actually a practice called anapanasati. Pana is when you breathe in, stomach opens. Ana is the opposite with the A in front, and it's the other side where you suck in your stomach as you breathe out. Okay, so this is one of the important practice in the yoga. The eight limbs of yoga is pranayama. Okay, and that's what we're doing now. And turns out that this is very important. Now, of course, it only makes sense when you clear the energy channel. Okay, so all that work that we've done so until now clears the tributaries, the secondary channel. And so we're gonna not only use your stomach, right? So think of you see movies when they do the blacksmith, right? The blacksmith, the guy just pumps the bellow. The stomach is like your bellow. The nose just happened to be a chimney, right? So don't breathe with the nose, breathe with the stomach, and more precisely, breathe with the diaphragm. Actually, when babies are born, they breathe the diaphragm. And then as we go older and older and older and older, we lose that ability. And when my father passed away, I noticed that he was breathing with his nose. He was sucking air through his nose. So let's go back to the original. Learn how to breathe with a diaphragm. But that's only the beginning. Then after we practice with breathing a diaphragm, then we're gonna learn how to channel the energy through our spine and down. So this is the yang energy going up and the yin energy coming down, right? Complete that practice of restoring the elasticity in our autonomous system. So let's do that. And before we do anything else, we want to sit properly. Properly means that we're reducing the reliance on the muscle, because when you use your muscle, you create anxiety. So what we're going to do is we're going to start at the very bottom of a spine. We're going to walk up the spine. As we walk up to the top of the head, we're going to stretch the spine. Stretch the spine. Then we're going to lean back the upper torso. As you lean back, if you're sensitive to your body, you actually feel like you have a burst of energy as you lean back because you're actually reducing the load on your muscle, and now you're relying on your spine to support the weight of your body. Then we're going to open that shoulder. We're going to relax the shoulder. Lean back the forehead so the ears on top of the shoulder. Tuck in the chin so the 100 meter, the energy point on top of the head, is on top of the central nervous system. We call this one pillar supporting the sky. This is the proper sitting. This allows the energy flow between heaven and earth through your body. You're now the center of the universe. The universe is unbound. Any place is the center. You're now the center. And I want you now to close your eye, but don't shut it. Imagine the baby, when they sleep, they don't shut the eye, they just relax the eyelid. So you can actually see some light coming through your eyelashes. You can see your floor, the knee, the hand. And then now I want you to take the tip of the tongue and put it behind here. This is the energy point called the center of being, which is between the bottom of your nose and the top of your lip. And behind, you put it behind your teeth. So you're actually resting the tip of the tongue where the teeth meets the roof of your mouth. This turns on your salivary gland. Make sure that you're in rest and digest, but it also connects the yang energy line, the guardian vessel, with the yin energy line, connecting, completing the electrical circuit. Now we're going to spend some time doing the basic abdominal breathing exercise. I want you to focus on your belly button, anchor your mind on your belly button. I want you to feel your body. As soon as you know that you're breathing in, I want you to use your mind to take that belly button and bring it across the room. You notice that your body will listen to you and your stomach opens because your diaphragm is being pushed down as you breathe in. Then, when you breathe out, I want you to take the belly button and bring it back as if you're taking it all the way to the back of your spine. You notice that your body listens and it's collapsing the stomach, pushing the diaphragm up. So, what you're doing is you're using the diaphragm to breathe more effectively. As you breathe in, your stomach opens, belly button go forward, diaphragm is down. You're using as much of your lung capacity as possible. And when you breathe out, you bring back the belly button, you push up the diaphragm, and you're squeezing all the stale air from your lung. Breathe in, open, forward, breathe out, backward. Now, some of you has been doing this with me now for many, many years. Now we're ready to take it to the next level, which is that as you breathe in, I want you to take that belly button and take it as far as you can, as long as you can, as if you're really opening up the chest cavity. And when you breathe out, I want you to take the stomach, take the belly button as far back as you can, as long as you can. Squeeze all that stale air out your lung. Breathe in, really open the stomach. Breathe out, really collapse the stomach. Let's do that for 3 minutes, okay? Oh, that was the just like cranking the engine. We're ready to do some meditation that actually came from the Taoists. Now, the Taoists were actually alchemists before the Bodhidharma came. Bodhidharma was a yogi, and that was more than 1600 years ago. Before Bodhidharma, the Taoists were alchemists. So what they do is they um, learn how to make these pills, and they call it dan, which means fire, because they actually burn it in the furnace. And they're alchemists, so they're injecting heavy metal into the body to improve the conductivity of the bloodstream, and that allows them to resonate, magnetically resonate with the universe, promoting the flow of qi in the body and thereby improving the immune system. But after Bodhidharma came, they realized that they can do the same thing by meditating. So the technique went from external down, dan, to internal dan. And they call the stomach dan ten, which means feel of fire. As you meditate, as you use your diaphragm, you're creating static electricities in your small intestines, which has a lot of surface area. So the next technique basically guide those electrons, those static electrons, through your spine up to the bottom, up to the top of the head, and then bring it back down to close the circuit. So this is called internal dawn. And it's the same idea that you're just promoting the energy flow in your body by being part of the universe. So now what we're going to do is we're going to focus on, we're going to start at the very bottom of a spine. And as we breathe in, we're going to walk up the spine. We call this the wandering dragon chasing the pearl. The pearl is the dawn, is the fire. So as we breathe in, we're going to move from the bottom of the spine slowly to the top of the head. As we do that, we're going to stretch the spine. And when you reach the top of the head, we're going to let go of the dragon. It's a wandering dragon. So don't confine it. Just let it go as if it's entering the cloud. Then when we start to breathe out, the dragon will come back, starting at the forehead, move towards the belly button. We're going to relax the body, lean back the upper torso as if we're making room for the dragon. It returns back to the stomach, returns back to the belly button as if it's entering the cave. We're going to just let it rest in the cave, wait for the body to breathe in. As we breathe in, we move up again, stretch towards the sky. And then when it comes down again, breathing out, we're going to lean back up the torso, let it come back to the belly button. It is just that simple, cycling the electricities through our body, improving the flow of energy in the body, unblocking all the energy channel, both exercising the positive energy, the yang energy, so we're reducing inflammation in the body. And then at the same time, when we come back down, we let the body restore its sensitivity. That's the balance that we're talking about. That's the harmony that we're talking about. Let's do that for 7 minutes, and then we're going to do some flow exercise. Breathe in, start at the bottom of the spine, walk up as if the dragon is walking on your spine towards the top of the head, let it go. Then breathe out, dragon comes back. We're going to lean back up the torso as we're making room. Come back to the dantian, the stomach, and just let it rest there. And once again, breathe in, go up. And over time, you feel like the head is cool and the stomach is warm, mixing the water and fire. Okay, open your eyes. Okay, we're gonna spend some time learn how to massage our face and the ears. The ears are a very important extremity. So let's put our hands together and once again warm up the palm. Massage the face, the side of the face, the temple, the forehead, top of the head, back, and then all the way to the neck, and then on top of the ears. Okay. All right. So now we're gonna work on some energy points, and we talk about the energy points on top of the shoulder. That's the energy line, the meridian that we name after the gallbladder. It actually comes up to here, right here. So if you take your hands, lock it together, put it in the back, sit up straight, take your thumb, and the first cavity is called the pond of wind. So massage that a little bit first, and then lock your fingers again, and then push with your thumb, lean back with your neck, and maintain the pressure. It's very tender, and just hold it. So those of you who have high blood pressure are taking blood pressure medicine, you're going to feel a lot of pain here and all around the neck because one reason why you're getting high blood pressure is because you don't have enough oxygen to your brain. And if you're taking high blood pressure medicine just to knock down the symptom, then it's even worse. Okay. Now you take your right hand, you put that on the left cavity, you push down, you lean back with your neck, and then now you just take that and pull it to the right, opening up that energy channel. Okay. Same thing on the other side, and then pull on the other side. All right. Now take your right hand, put that below your ear, and just kind of massage, massage. And the other side, massage, massage, massage. I'll put that on top of the ear, massage, and then on top of the ear, massage, massage. Now back to the cavity, massage again, and move towards your ear in the middle and massage the on top of the bone. Okay. Now use one hand, squeeze, and then put your thumb in the middle, massage, back to one hand, and then go further down the neck and massage. Okay? All right. Okay, now we're going to learn to massage the face. Okay? So first we're going to start with the eye. There's a lot of energy points around the eye. As we age, eye has a lot of problems, right? And if you don't believe me, go to see an eye doctor and just look at the number of people they're waiting. Okay, they could be anything, diabetic people. What it just is amazing. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to have a very important energy point here, right in the middle of the palm. Is actually between the index finger and the middle finger. You come down and you just kind of push, apply some pressure, and the other side, apply some pressure. This is the only energy point that will give out energy, positive energy. So now you put that together, you focus on that, and you rub those two together, and then you open your palm, you close your fingers as tight as you can, you form an empty hand, you put that on top of the eye, you open your eye, and if you see light, then adjust the fingers so that you don't see light. Okay, and just looking at the darkness, and because what you're doing here and is you're creating energy, and it's mainly infrared. And now put that on the eye, and you feel a little bit of warm, even though you're not touching. Okay, second time, put that on your eye. Okay, now you feel more warm. And one last time, put that on your eye. Okay, and then put down your temple. Back again to the face, top of the head, the neck, everywhere. Okay, now we're going to massage the around the eye. We're going to start at the eyebrow. Take the index finger, put that in the beginning eyebrow, and just apply some pressure. Okay, now we're going to put the two index fingers in between the eyebrow and just kind of massage the eyebrow like squeezing the eyebrow, squeezing the toothpaste. And I'm going to take the right thumb, put that under the left eye from the corner to the tail, and just massage right below the eye bag. Same thing on the other side. And now we're going to take the thumb, start at the corner of the eye, move up slightly so that you're on top of the eye socket, the bone, right? And just apply some pressure there. Now we're going to do some eye yoga. So we're going to close your eye. We're going to move the eyeball up, turn it to the right, turn it down, to the left, up, right, down, left, up, right, down, left, up. I'm going to do the other way. Left, down, right, up, left, down, right, up, left, down, right, up. And then open your eyes. It's very bright, huh? For the bright eye. All right, so now we're going to take the two fingers, put that at the corner of the eye, and just kind of massage those energy points all the way down the corner of the mouth to the chin. Okay, now we're going to use your thumb and just start at the eye and go down until you feel the cheek, and then just press on that. Okay, and then we're going to use the index finger, put that outside the nostril and press on that. That's called the welcome fragrance. So if you have sinus, this is a good one. And finally, we're going to use all four fingers and massage the neck area. If you have high blood pressure, this is the part you want to massage. All right, now we're going to massage the ear. The ear reflects the entire body. There's as many energy points on the ear as there's in the body. We divide this into three parts, just like we divide the upper torso in three parts, except that it's opposite. Okay, now we're going to put that on the upper part, the thumb inside, fingers on the outside, massage. Then thumb in the middle, fingers in the back, massage. Index finger on the bottom, thumb in the back, massage. Going to massage the tip, yank, massage the rim, massage the ear loop, yank. And now we're going to put the thumb below the ear and we're going to put the index finger right outside and massage. Leave the thumb where it is and then just kind of squeeze. And then now take two fingers, one on the ear, one on the skull, all the way from the top to all the way to the bottom. This would help with your high blood pressure. And then same thing on the other side. And now we're going to pop the ear. But first we're going to put it, we're going to stretch, we're going to massage, and then pop. Second time, pop. Third time, pop. Okay? So we've done quite a bit, right? Working on extremity this today, clearing the meridians, and but then actually working on the primary channel, right? We're going to continue with the QiGong exercise, which basically is doing the same thing. It's clearing all the channels and including the 12 meridians plus the two primary, but it's also restoring that harmony between yin and yang, all right? So let's get onto the floor, and we've been sitting like this for an hour and a half now, so it's time to loosen up the knee. Okay, get ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Going to work on the heel, right heel first. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Left foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. The other way. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Now the next one, we're going to stand on our toes. Now, as it turns out, if you have lower back problem, this is a very important exercise because the Chinese believe that your lower back is the chamber of your kidney energy, and your kidney energy actually starts at the very bottom of your feet. So doing this exercise will ultimately help your lower back. Okay. All right. So now let's stand firmly on the ground. Open the shoulder, relax, focus on top of the head, stand on your toes, raise your heel. Now stay focused on the top of the head, right? And as you come down, impact the heel, which is the meridian that we name after the bladder, which is the yang side of the kidney. Okay, this is a very good exercise. Stand up straight and down. One last time. Stand up straight and down. Okay, now we're going to kick our feet same way that we were working on the hand. We stand on the left foot, focus on top of the head. Okay, otherwise you lose balance. Get ready. One, come back to the top of the head. Two, come back. Three, and then now to the right. Kick the left foot. One and two and three. Okay, and we're going to work a little bit more, which is the hip, right? Which is the hip. All right, get ready. Loosening up the hip so you don't fall so easily. Move to the left foot, form a straight line between the heel, the hip, the heel, the knee, the hip, and the shoulder. And we're going to turn on that line. Turn all the way. And then forward, relax, come back, turn all the way. And then forward, relax. One last time. Turn forward and relax. Now, second time. I mean, on your right hand side. Get ready? Form a straight line. Turn forward, relax. Come back. Turn forward, relax. Come back. Turn forward and relax. Okay. So now we're ready to do the QiGong exercise. But again, the purpose of the QiGong exercise is not just to clear the meridians and the primary channel, but also to maintain that balance between the yin and the yang. So as much as we spend time doing energetic exercise, it's actually important to relax, focus on the breath, and let the body restore the sensitivity to the cortisol, right? So again, this exercise is like cortisol management. Okay, now stand firmly on the ground. Rotate the toes inward 45-degree, loosening up the knee. Okay, loosening up the knee means that you're activating the calf. The calf is your second heart. Okay, it's very important. Now then you open your shoulder, relax the shoulder, take your palm facing down. You form a plane, so you don't put it in front, put it in the back. You look straight ahead. And when we send a shock wave, we want that shock wave to go up our spine all the way to the top of the head. You can actually feel it coming back down. The key is to focus on the center of your palm, nowhere else. Get ready? Go. And then now, focus on the breath. That was yang, now it's yin. Focusing on the breath is just as important because now you want to restore sensitivity to the cortisol. Okay? When you do energetic exercise, the body will put out cortisol to reduce inflammation. Then you want to spend equal time to restore sensitivity. That's how you maintain health. Okay? Allow your body to heal itself. Get ready? Second time. Go. And back to the breath. I couldn't emphasize it more. The breathing part is just as important. Okay? One last time. Get ready? Open your shoulder. Go. And then relax, focusing on your breath. I know I'm breathing in. I know I'm breathing out. Now the next one is pointing. Now you take your thumb, you point it to this here. Here's this energy point. You basically form an energy loop, right? Without touching. Then you take your fingers, you roll up your fingers. You take your thumb as if you're hanging a water bucket on your thumb, and you lift up. You bend your thumb as hard as you can. Now this energized the bladder meridian. So in modern language, it would be called detox. You bend it as hard as you can and you get ready to relax. Get ready and then relax. Don't lower your hand, just relax your fingers and focus on your breath, one breath at a time. Second time, and relax. Focus on your breath. One last time, and then relax. This time, lower your hand, completely relax. Okay, Next one is called beginner's mind. This is how the baby energizes the system when they're inside the womb. They put the finger across, they roll up the fingers, and they squeeze the fist as hard as they can, and then relax. Focusing on the breath. Second time, squeeze as hard as you can, and then relax. One last time, squeeze as hard as you can, and then relax. Lower your hand. Now we're going to take a deep breath. We start at the right below the belly button. There's an energy point here called the Sea of Qi. As we breathe, we're going to raise up the torso, raise the arm until we get to the center of being. Get ready. Breathe in. Relax. Now we're going to stretch the back, open up the back, all the energy points in the back. Remember, we're tapping, right? Get ready. Close the elbow, focus on the back, and then just crack open the back. And then get ready to relax. Relax. Breathe one at a time. Okay, second time. Stretch the back and then relax. One at a time, one breath at a time. Okay, one last time. And then relax. Next one's called fist on top of the head. So focus on your fist, open your shoulder, raise the fist on top of the head, open the fingers. Now we're going to roll the fist by one joint, two joint, lock up your thumb, open your shoulder, and squeeze as hard as you can, and then relax, open the fingers. You can feel the blood flowing back into the fingers. Second time, squeeze as hard as you can, and then relax. One last time, squeeze as hard. This is a very cardio exercise. It's actually, you're working against the heart. Next one is called stabbing the shoulder. This actually tightens up your meridians in the back. Remember, we're working on the energy point here. Now, what you do is you open your shoulder. Then it's as if you're grabbing two dagger. Then you point the dagger on the shoulder, and you stab. You feel the tightness in the back of your neck, and then you relax. Focus on your breath. Second time, stab, and then relax. One last time. Open your shoulder, stab, and then relax. The next one is called the cross, and just keep in mind that you're not punching, you're pushing, okay? So you make a cross, you make a big movement on your wrist, remember the energy points on the wrist, then you roll your fist, you take a deep breath, and you push, stretching the upper part of your arm, a very important meridian there called the triple warmer, and then you relax, taking it, focusing on your breathing. Second time, and push, and relax. One last time, push, and then relax. Now we're going to do the same. It's called a front hanging, okay? Lock your elbow, rotate your wrist, form the fist, and take a deep breath and push as if you're pushing against the wall, and then relax, taking it, focusing on your breathing. Second time, push, and then relax. One last time, push, and then relax. Okay, now up to now we've done a lot of stretching, and we've done a lot of cardio exercise. Now it's important that we do some muscle, okay? And so we're doing a chin up. Look up. You see the bar across, you grab the bar, and you pull yourself up using that muscle. Use it or lose it, okay? And then relax. One breath at a time. Second time. Relax. After two breaths, One last time. And then relax. The next one is the same thing. I call it ripping the yellow page. Imagine you have a big phone book here. You grab both sides, both half, and you rip using those muscles and relax. As we age, the last thing we want is to lose muscle. Second time. And then relax. One last time. And then relax. Okay, now we're going to take all that saliva in the mouth and then we're going to swallow them. Swallow all the way down to the dantian. And before we do anything, we're going to check our goat stand, make sure that our toes are pointing inward and the knees are loose. We're going to put the back of the hand together, sit up, stand up straight, and then we're going to go down, looking straight at the floor. We're going to squeeze the fist 3 times. One time, relax, focusing on the breathing. Second time, relax, focusing on the breathing. One last time. And relax. Now the next thing is a sequence. Okay, it's a continuous sequence. So we flip the hand, focusing on the palm of the hand. Take a deep breath. Don't stand up straight. Okay, and breathe out, breathe in, and going to push the big rock. And then we're going to take a deep breath, and then we're going to relax. Very important that we walk back to a seat. Do about 3 minutes of meditation, making sure that we're restoring the harmony. Three minutes, okay? We're going over time, but 3 minutes. Okay, open your eyes. And again, massage. Okay, all right. So, and yeah, that was a good comment that after the massage of the ear, you feel your whole body being warm up because it's just that important that you improve the circulation in your body. Okay. So, I call this practice chi therapy because I don't believe in silos. I don't believe that you need to separate Buddhism from Taoism from Christianity, or the difference between Zen and Tai Chi and yoga and all that. I think they all try to achieve the same purpose, which is to maintain the harmony in your body, but not only the harmony in your body, but the harmony between the body and the mind, and not only the body, the harmony within yourself, but the harmony with your neighbors and between countries, between religions. Okay, so I'm going to finish today's class by the using the serenity prayer. All right. But before I do that, this is very important. Lucy asks, it says, some of us have low blood pressure. So should we avoid the energy or the exercise that you do to reduce high blood pressure? It turns out whether you're low or high, it's just disorder. The energy points work whether they're low or high. It really doesn't matter. It's the same as diabetes. We always think about diabetes as a disease having high glucose, blood glucose. The opposite is also true. It's just disorder. And so the short answer is no, just the same. For example, this energy point here, and it's been known that this would help with maintaining the heart rate. Right? So as we get old, sometimes we have heart rate goes up or down. It doesn't matter if it goes up, this energy point. If it's too down, it's this energy point. All right. So anyway, I think it's important that we do a serenity prayer. But before we do that, let us all be blessed with health, with happiness, and with peace. But most importantly, let us be blessed with peace from within. Peace from within means that let us have the courage to change things that we can change so that we can make this a better world. Leave it a better world than we found it. But at the same time, let us all have the serenity to accept things that we cannot change. You can't always change the outside. You can't always change the other person. The only person you can change is yourself. Accept that. Let us have the wisdom to know the difference. But the wisdom is from within. The wisdom is like the sun that is always shining upon us. It is the cloud that is blocking the sun. The cloud is our negative energy. So if we learn how to anchor our mind to not follow the negative energy, the wisdom will shine. Namaste. Have a good week. I see you all next week. Okay, keep up the practice. Everything is recorded, so just practice on your own. All right. And if you like, you can also join us on the nightly practice where we do a simple swing arm exercise. And you will notice that actually my mom and I are doing it together now. We're both on the camera. Okay, thanks everyone. Thanks Rebecca. Thanks Judy, Nina, Lucy, Anne, and of course Martha, Tea Lady. Go on and on and on. Right? Thank you so much, and thank you for all the donations. Okay, bye bye. 星期一見.
Bye bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Cảm ơn.
Thank you. That's my army of Cantonese speaking grandmas, including my mom. Okay, thanks everyone.